Yo, what is up, chat? YouTube, welcome. Wednesday Night Magic at the Mythic Society weekly event. We've got another Kaldheim brew. We're almost to the end of our cards that we want to brew within Kaldheim. But like I said, it ended up being kind of a lengthy list of cards. There's like a bunch of cards that are fairly and deceptively powerful. This one, Showdown on the Skalds, is kind of PO light, but it doesn't get Pyroblasted, it doesn't get Flusterstormed. Exile 4 cards, and until the end of my next turn, I can play those cards. And then when you're playing cards on your future turns, you're getting +1/+1 counters on creatures. So we basically did a big blue Tinker Shell where we're playing an extra number of creatures. So we have Luris, Skydiver, Snapcaster, everyone's favorite Riddlesmith, and just like a big blue Grixis white, no green cards, big blue shell. I think the mana in this deck looks atrocious. I haven't really played any games with it yet. I've just been too busy practicing Modern and Vintage Cube for my upcoming Mox event, not this weekend, but next weekend. So like I said, I don't know how well this is going to work, but I think that Matt has demonstrated that this card is in fact powerful, and it's something that I wanted to try for tonight's stream. Yeah, let's battle. We gotta go to here, and we gotta go waiting for fire shoes. Yeah. I've been following Matt's adventures for sure. I just felt like Matt's I felt like Matt's build lacked Mox Opals. Like the good artificer that I am, I felt Matt's build could use a few more Mox Opals in it. And so we found a way to make Matt's Xerox deck into a big blue deck, as is the usual statements, right? So we're gonna see how that goes today. What are we playing against? I am so far removed from all of the right things that I need to be thinking about. Let's take a quick look. We got a Ravager Shops player, so I know who Andy's rooting for. We got Fire Shoes is on a Crystalline Giant Aggro Shops 4 Fleet Wheel Cruiser. Pretty straightforward Aggro Shops plan. So let's see how we do here. What do we got? We got Force. We've got a couple dead cards to pitch to Force, but we have good mana. We've got a Probe that I'm probably willing to cast. The question would be, am I willing to cast this for free, or should I cast this off of an island? Fetching an island could be very challenging for casting the magic cards in our deck with all the different colors we're playing. So, I mean, I do think this is a keep, but obviously we have a couple cards that are not ideal in the matchup. Okay. I mean, all right. We'll take it. I'm not 100% sure if this for life is correct, but I'm going to play it for life. This is a very beatable hand. Very beatable hand here. Not too much pressure, a lot of mana, but shouldn't be too bad. Ooh, even have a bauble to look at our own top card, or we could keep the bauble around for this opal. That's an interesting question. I think I would rather see a new card. I have a Ponder on top, which I actually think I would like to keep. So I'm just going to play this out, and I'm going to take this Ponder. If opponent plays a Sphere on turn 1, I'm thinking that I will counter it with my Flusterstorm. But if opponent plays a Crystalline Giant, I'm just going to let it happen. If opponent drew a second Sphere, we are going to be sad. Yeah, I think I'm just going to let the Giant resolve. I think it's okay. So they'd used a Workshop and they used a Giant. We drew another land, which is not bad. We actually get the ability to fetch a basic here and also fetch away our Ponder. So I have an island. I have a island. Oh, very nice. Very nice. This looks good. This looks quite good. So we force the Sphere. Or we could just... I kind of think that we're supposed to draw the jet, play the jet, keep the skulls as a second, force the sphere, and hope they don't draw another sphere, and then play Skalds. Well, I don't want to play this Lotus out and then have them do something like Revoker, right? That's the kind of thing that I'm a little worried about. Um, Maybe it's better to just play the... I do think I want to just play one of these 0 drops this turn. And I'm just trying to figure out if it makes more sense to play the Lotus. And maybe it just makes more sense to play the Lotus, and I just have to live with the fact that they might have a Revoker. Ah, it's so bad. Yeah, I think I have to, though. I think I think it's the best way to play it. I don't think I'm allowed to not play this either. Maybe I am allowed to not play it. I'm less likely to get Revokered, and I'm always countering the sphere anyways. So as long as they don't have double sphere, I can hold it, and it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna hold it. I think exposing it to Revoker would be a mistake, is basically what I'm trying to say. I'm a little like out of it tonight, chat. So give me give me a little room to work with, little breathing room, I guess. But try my best to make the commentary reasonable. All right, so are we gonna go for Ballista for 2 into Sphere? Is that what the plan looks like here from the opponent, maybe? It all depends on what the opponent drew as their one unknown. Oh, I guess that is true. Yeah, you're making a true point. If I don't cast off of Lotus, then I guess no matter what, if I have to cast Scalds, I'm gonna lose the Jet or the Lotus, so I have to put the Lotus on top. That's a fair point. I did forget that we had to fetch, so already, I wish I was, thinking slightly better, but this is gonna be a Ballista on 2, which we're just going to let resolve because the Sphere is the more important card here. And I'm going to pitch the Flusterstorm because the Mental Misstep at least has a target, where the Flusterstorm has no targets. We can still be in a lot of trouble here. I'm not convinced that this is going... I'm not going to play this land drop. Definitely not going to play this. Oh, I have... No, I don't have to play the land drop. I'm definitely not going to play this land drop, as we can probably hit lands off of the Showdown. I think we just want to fetch red, and then white, and then Showdown. And then what do we hit on our Showdown? Survey says Volk, Mystical, Showdown to Fairy. Okay, so we have a Volk to play, and can we play this at any time? Until the end of your next turn, I can... Okay, so we can Mystical. Okay. What are we doing with our Mystical, chat? I don't have a Hercules in my deck. Time Walk doesn't let us play either of these other cards, though. There is not a main deck spree. There's not a main deck much of anything, chap. We have a very focused game plan on... Man, we're taking how much here? 6? Yeah, we have a Tinker. We have Tinker, Ancestral, and Time Walk. I just don't think that Time Walk gets us anywhere. And Tinker... Ugh. Oh, Strip Mine, huh? Wait, why didn't they stand up Factory? This is a snake? Or another Ballista? Yeah, I think we just have to kill for Ancestral and hope we really high roll, because we've got nothing going for us here. We are just so slow. What about Yogwell? Yeah, Yogwell. Can't cast Yogwell though. It's actually Yogwell would be quite reasonable, but we can't fetch, so yeah, I don't really see how we're winning this game. Uh, hmm. No, that does not seem good enough. Hmm. To be fair, we had a pretty focused game plan in game one, and we weren't able to do anything powerful very fast. So, at least I have provided us with some post-board plans, including a pile of removal. I do think that we're probably just not a Bolus's Citadel deck. We just want this Colossus. We are not not one of these, not one of these, not one of these, not one of these, and not one of these. So a really low number of blue cards for Force of Will. I don't think we're supposed to take it out or anything though. I mean, we have a very specific plan. What we want to do is cast Tinker for Blightsteel Colossus, as is the case with most decks we put together. I wonder if there's an argument that our game one keep was not strong enough. Maybe we should have been mulliganed. Maybe we should have mulliganed. I try to run 20 at least. We're not anywhere close to 20, I don't think. 15. Yeah, I mean, my hand had multiple mana sources and Force of Will, but it was already a mulligan because I had two bad cards to pitch to Force. I think I could see the fact that we are a big blue deck and we should maybe have been looking for a more powerful draw. I also didn't really think that my opponent's hand was super spectacular, so I was pretty surprised to die to it. Um yeah, I think I had Shattering Sprees because I had originally had Dreadhorde Arcanist in the list, and I probably did not adjust back to Biforces after my Dreadhorde Arcanist was removed from the list. So that would probably be why we have Shattering Sprees. Like I said, I just have not had time to put too much thought, so I probably just never. I think my originalist had Arcanist, so I think I'm supposed to keep this hand, even though I have a Blightsteel in my hand. I have turn one Island Ruby Soul Ring Time Walk. If I draw a fetch land, I have Skalds. I'm pretty sure I'm just supposed to keep this hand. It's a mull to 6, obviously, but I think it's reasonable. I also have a removal spell that I can currently cast. Maybe this Blightsteel will be castable. I mean, if you play a Revoker, there's just no chance in hell they're naming Ruby, right? They're going to name Soul Ring. So I think that's fine. Maybe it's too greedy. I'm not really sure. You would name Ruby? My opponent's hands have been very strong mana-wise. Yeah. Pretty good. Okay. Sure. That sounds about right. Yeah. think I'm supposed to... What am I supposed to fucking do? Should I spree this thorn? You just wait. There's not really a chance that I'm drawing extra red sources, though. So I kind of think I'm just supposed to... Yes, if the spree was a Biforce, it would be very good right now. And yes, the spree is supposed to be a Biforce, but I just didn't change it, okay? I would very, very easily win this game if the spree was a Biforce. Not even that. Like, they can easily have follow-ups, but... This is a good example of how bad deck building can hurt you. But like I said, I had Arcanists in my deck for a very long time until the very last second where I decided I did not want to play 4 Preordain. And I took him out. It's also a good example of shops beating down the... Oh my god. Alright, well, we are very dead. Yeah, I mean, even if we had Biforce the whole board, we might have still lost. Okay. Yeah, so those weren't really games. We got dismantled. All right, chat. We're here. It's round 2. It's the vintage, not challenge. It's the weekly event from Mythic Society. We're playing against Seth here, who's on a classic Luminarch Aspirant. Not a classic, I guess. It's a brand new White Eldrazi list from the one and only Not Me. Leyline of the Void, White Eldrazi, Thought Not Seer, and Luminarch Aspirant together with Archon. An interesting deck list, to say the least. Probably very good against our deck. Probably quite good against what we're doing. So we're going to have to give it our best. Never mind. They're fucking dead. Keep. Ah, Tinker. Propping up bad big blue decks everywhere. You just love to see it. Oh, man. Everyone should just enjoy Tinker together, right? Clearly the best. Jeez. Oh, Tinker is just unreal. To be fair, this deck would this hand would also be quite good without Tinker, right? If this wasn't a Tinker hand, this is also a Mentor, Bauble, Mystical Tutor hand, right? So this hand isn't even bad if we didn't have Tinker. This is still a pretty strong hand without it. No, I think Citadel should still be fine with land drop to give. I don't think that Mentor is better here. You should never bet against me. That's clearly the play, right, chat? Betting against me, that's just foolishness. All right, Super, what happened? Where you at? I want a Tinker. It's been so long since I last resolved a Tinker. I need... It's not Super Cow's fault that I drew Black Lotus Tinker. No, they're playing White Eldrazi. They do not have a Force of Will. No, we know what they're... It's open deck lists. Yeah, I guess we play that. Ooh. Maybe I was supposed to mystical for a force. Or for an ancestral. Unfortunate. I think I'm going to mystical for a time walk. Maybe we should just mystical for a vamp. Do I have a top in this deck? Oh, I do have a top in this. We're gonna mystical for a Yogwill, and we're gonna go Black Lotus, Bauble, Tinker for a top. Hell yeah, we are. God, Tinker's a dumb magic card, isn't it? Cast this. Sure, we'll cast this. And this, I guess. Sure. And then we'll cast this. Oh my god, I forgot I have a Riddlesmith, chat. And then this. Trying to figure out, maybe I don't even actually want to tinker for a top. Oh, I don't really want to cast this though, unfortunately, because it's gonna get rid of my tinker. I haven't won the game yet, because my deck is quite bad, to be fair. Maybe the best play is just to play Mentor, and I don't have enough mana though. Maybe if I bounce the Bauble, if I want to try to get Mentor and then find another blue mana and then Mystical Time Walk. So what if I bounce? I guess we should just play the Mentor no matter what right now. So I should have played this before I played the Bauble, but that's a little unfortunate. I think I could have played this a lot better. No Bricky there. All right, get to draw through it again. I do. I don't know. Maybe I'm never making it actually through this. Luris. That's pretty good. But I can't do anything this turn because of Yogwill. So I did end up bricking here. Maybe I will lose this game. I don't know. I feel like I could have played that much better than I did. Am I actually supposed to activate this Bauble? I guess so, but not this turn because I don't want to get it exiled. This is still a losable game. Probably not. Probably not, though. I don't think I played that the best I could have. Is that really the best way I could have played that? I kind of doubt it. I feel like we could have optimized that much harder. I don't actually have that many cards with this matchup. I thought I had a couple more cards than I actually do. I'm not really set up to beat any deck, I think. I mean, I have Dredge cards. I can beat Dredge. This seems fine. Like, these cards are obviously dead. This card doesn't really do much besides block. These cards don't do much besides have power and toughness. They don't actually play that many. They play a Thorn, a Chalice, which I don't really know if that's really worth bringing those in for. And then these cards don't do anything, so maybe I over-indexed for Dredge and should have indexed towards a um more towards creatures in this metagame. This is a hand. To be fair, the vintage metagame on Wednesday nights is fairly creature heavy, also fairly shops heavy, so I probably should have kept that in mind when I was building my deck. Thalia? Oh, Luminarch Aspirant, right. Fair. Yo, we're about to go off with the Riddlesmiths. Should I just cast this second Riddlesmith now? I don't think so. I think I would rather cast Opal and leave the petal behind. I've certainly been able to discard a lot of bad Magic the Gathering cards, haven't I? Silent Clearing, huh? They did mold a 5. Riddlesmith is fantastic. They mold a 6? I don't think so. Ah, whatever. Maybe. Revoker, naming Mana Crypt or Opal? Mana Crypt, fair. No blocks. It was fairly unlikely we were going to actually be able to cast Citadel. Unfortunately, the cards I am discarding into Yogwell are going into exile, but I don't think that's a huge deal. I still think it's better to be just like chugging through all of these bad draws. Luris. Ooh, unfortunately, this Luris is not really castable. So I could keep this Luris and pitch the Pearl, and then I can hope to draw a white source and cast it, white or black source and cast it, and then I can bring back Baubles. Yeah, it's probably worth it. The final question becomes, do I bring back Snapcaster as a chump blocker and lose my petal? And I don't think the answer to that question is yes. So, oh, actually, I have an Opal. You are right. So I'm going to just pass the turn back here. I'm going to activate a Bauble on their upkeep. And then I'm going to activate a Bauble when I get priority. Is it an Archon? Oh, it's a Thought Not Seer. That is a little unfortunate for sure. Seeing as they are going to be able to cast their Thoughts Not Seer into Reality Smasher, and we lose our Luris. But we're drawing a bunch of cards next turn, so I don't think I'm gonna double block or chump here. Hopefully we draw some nice ones. Okay, so the best way to do this now. I think we're supposed to use the Lotus for Showdown so that we have more colors of mana. I think I want to go Black Lotus, make white mana, use it off of Valk. I also get to loot away this Blightsteel Colossus, I guess. I've drawn these Riddlesmiths have easily won me the game if we win this game because I've discarded so many uncastable garbage cards. Holy shit. All right, what cards do we have? Oh, we hit Time Walk? Oh, okay. I think we may have won this game, chat. Holy crap. Yeah, sure. Why not? Gee. I guess I'll cast Time Walk and Swords to Plowshares this. Or should I Swords to Plowshares this? Get my mana crypt back? Get my mana crypt back. Is that better or worse than a card? Maybe it was better. I don't know. Next turn, we have another Skalds. I keep losing flips, though. Okay, so this red, white, Showdown, Riddlesmith. I don't have any way to flash back Time Walk. So, still not 100% sure if we're getting here. Though Mystical couldn't get us a Swords to Plowshares, and we can draw into it using our Emerald. Oh, we can Luris back our Snapcaster in Time Walk if we had enough mana to do that, which we currently don't. However, let's just start by I think we want to start with Mystical for Swords and Swords the Thought Not Seer. I could be wrong though. I'm not 100% sure if there's better things to do with this Mystical. I don't know. Let's try it. Let's go take a look. What I could Demonic for There's not very many cards left in our deck, huh? I could also get a Tinker, right? And Tinker off of this Mana Crypt for a Blightsteel Colossus. That also seems pretty reasonable to do. These Riddlesmiths have been so good. I could have Showdown again. Well, that was pretty good. Riddlesmith, A+. Great magic card, would cast again. Maybe I should be doing more Riddlesmith Luris decks. Riddlesmith Luris, though. Riddlesmith Luris. Woo! It's some value. Oh, this was fun. I did like this a lot. I was pretty happy with this. I know that we have Snap Time Walk, but that is not even close to as much fun as casting another one of these things is. All right, get in there, big old blight. How big can we make this Blightsteel? Oh, I am just short on the mana needed to actually walk there. Whoops. Get in there. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Now I'm happy. Happy, Justin. Oh, yeah, we did pitch Mentor to Middlesmith. That was a good old 27-27 Blightsteel Colossus. How do I zoom in and still I have to do a timer. Snip in 3 seconds. Come on, snip. There it is. That's a good one. Oh, yeah. That was fantastic, chap. That was great. All right, let's record. Let's do this. This is now round 3. Oh god, I haven't updated my I'm 1-1. I didn't update for 2 rounds. What? That's fine. I'm running one with the Showdown deck. We're playing against Chase, who is on a very beautiful Esper PO list. I wonder where this came from. It's quite a beautiful list. A plus. Handball, balance, beautiful list. So let's see if we can yeah, let's see if we can show them that the Showdown is better than PO. Yeah, this looks fine. I mean, it doesn't look good, but I would say it looks fine. Yeah, YouTube, you can get copyright striked, you get demonetized. There's like tons of things. I just don't even bother putting music on my VODs because of it. Um, yeah. I wasn't monetized for a very long time though, so I'm gonna lead with Brainstorm. I think we have a bunch of cards that I wouldn't mind shuffling away. So, like this Yawgmoth's Will is a little greedy, I would think. And then, this is kind of interesting actually. I wonder if we can. Wonder if we can do. What should we do here? Maybe we can just fetch away the island and keep the vampiric. And maybe we should just go for vampiric into ancestral? I don't know. I don't know what the best line here is, but I don't think we need this island. I think I'm gonna get a Tundra, and I'm gonna go Vamp. No, if I get Ancestral, that doesn't vibe. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cast Ponder, and we'll choose for our Vamp later. This way I can hit, okay. Change of plans, chat. Change of plans. I definitely wish that Showdown was PO here and not Showdown. I can tell you right now that if we had PO instead of Showdowns, we would probably win the game. However, we have Showdowns, so we're going to have to do what we can do with the Showdowns. I guess PO would not have won the game because it would have gotten forced, but we'd be in a lot better spot. CFT played a PO Showdown split deck. I didn't really want to try that tonight, but hard to say. You could definitely play them both. The problem when you start to play both of them is that you have to cut creatures typically. Yeah, well, I mean, once you're casting a PO on a Showdown, you've probably already won the game though, right? So another problem is that, oh god, what's happening? Are we dead? Like, are we gonna Vamp here for a Tinker? Probably not. I guess we would just draw the Showdown. Should we Vamp for something off in the Showdown? Like an Ancestral? Is that even worth it? Like, the problem is I'm gonna draw a Showdown, but is that even better than just Vamping for a Tinker, right? That's my huge problem. Like, why are we playing all these cards like PO and Showdown when what we could really be doing is just Tinker? Right? Like, I don't know. That's the way I'm looking at it recently. Like, right now, I have a Showdown on the top of my deck. I should probably draw it because my opponent just Ancestral and Night's Whisper should probably draw Forcible, right? But if I didn't, is it really correct to even draw Showdown when I can just be getting a Tinker? I don't think I'm supposed to vamp before Showdown either. All right, so they draw the force. I mean, if my opponent just goes Mana Crypt Tinker, we're gonna lose. Yeah, I guess I'm going to just cast this now. Got a Flusterstorm too. I guess that's true. We could vamp if it resolved. I guess, yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. You do make a strong argument. All right, I'm just gonna jam Tinker. Opponent is not on a Pyroblast deck. They're on Esper PO. So we do have that opportunity here. I'm gonna go off of the Opal, I think. I only have 2 Opals in my deck. Maybe it's actually correct to just go off of the Mana Crypt then. All right, I have a Citadel. I have a Force on top. Okay. So that was a really strong Tinker. What do you have here? Mystical? I'm pretty sure I'm letting them Mystical for whatever they want. I can currently beat Mystical for Tinker. I wonder what they think I could brick on here. Oh, they went for Yogwell. Yeah, that's a pretty good play too. But currently I beat all of their choices. I drew another Force. Okay. Okay. Let's float black. Keep Riddlesmith. Fairy. Probe. They have an outcome and it's a fairy. Interesting. Yo, what's up, Doom Crew? Welcome to a Wednesday night vintage event with Mythic Society. We're playing a cool Showdown of the Skalds deck. Hope you all had a great modern stream. We're doing a little bit more degenerate stuff right now. Currently, I am at 3 life with this Bolas' Citadel. Trying to figure out what the best way to move forward is. Alright, well, I'm going to cast this. Have I made a land drop yet? I have not. However, I think just looting this away is better. I do think I want to make a land drop, though. We're just going to play this. Cast this. I do think I want a Force of Will. So I'm going to loot away my Petal. And then blue mana. Maybe I'm supposed to bounce this Riddlesmith as a pitch target? Oh. Could we have declined and got the Petal for free? Yeah, we should have done that. We definitely should have done that. I don't know if this is the best way to play this. I think we're just looking to hardcast this Force on their next play. I think I'm going to decline to loot, but I do I actually need to play this? I think I can just hold this. What do they have on top? Probe. Huh. I think I'm just going to go to the next turn where I have active Force, active Misstep. I guess if I had played the Emerald, I would have actually had hardcast Misstep as well. So maybe I should have done that. That was a mistake. Yeah, I should have just played the Emerald and declined to loot, I guess. It's kind of a weird situation. Sorry, I definitely played that wrong, though. I think I should have played the Emerald, declined to loot. That way I could play hardcast Force and hardcast Misstep. But the thing is, like, having a bunch more lands to loot away with my Riddlesmith is very good. So, like, there's some back and forth there. But I know that they have, like, I know that they have, you know, I know what their entire hand is. All right. I mean, we should still, I mean, we have to be very careful with our Citadel, obviously. But, all right. So I get to cast this. I get to loot away the island. Plus this to ferry. I will take my 1 to cast this. I will loot away this rainforest. Just exile your Black Lotus. Sure. I don't want to take the 1 to draw. I do think I do want to take the 1 here. I will go to 1. I will discard this Tundra. I'm going to play this Academy out. I have a million mana. I can cast this away. And then should we have enough for this yet? I think we do. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should just float mana first. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kill you. I didn't attack for 2 because my opponent was at 10 life. Damn, that was pretty sweet. I mean, we kind of did the PO thing, right? We cast the 2 must counter spells and then we tinkered. So the question is, are these actually must counter? Like, could opponent have maybe let one of these resolve? I don't know the answer. Maybe. All right, so we get to bring in Pyroblast and Flusterstorm and Handball. I think that's all. I don't really care to bring in something like Swords or Fragmentize or Spree. Not really how you fight this matchup typically. Though Skydiver seems fine. Yeah, it might not be, but Tinker is like very clearly the most important card. Hard to say. I think I can get rid of my island in this matchup. I have more than enough mana. And then... what is the last card we want to cut here? Maybe we should cut Preordain. Probably fine. Try that. That was pretty good, though. It went very well. Let's do it again. It is a lot harder to do Citadel stuff with this deck. Just because all of your spells cost a bunch of health. And they don't really synergize into a kill the way PO does, where like you have a very obvious pattern when you're playing PO. This doesn't feel the same. Yeah, that's kind of the problem, right? Or kind of the trick is that every deck that I build is just a Tinker Citadel deck, of varying degrees worse. This hand is not bad, but I think I would rather mulligan it, especially against PO. I would want to see something with a Force of Will if possible. Oh, thank you for listening. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll keep this and I'll put away this pedal. What is the best shell for Tinker Citadel? Well, it's the best Tinker Citadel deck at the core of like doing the Tinker Citadel thing is DPS. DPS is the least likely deck to fizzle on your Tinker. And the reason is because it doesn't play counter magic. So your only dead hits are usually lands. Most of the time you can cast every other spell. So technically DPS is the best Tinker Citadel deck. However, CPS doesn't play Force of Will, which makes it a not as good of a deck. So the best deck playing Tinker Citadel, I think, is still PO. I don't really. I do think that at its core, the best deck playing Tinker Citadel was PO, and still probably is PO. But you can play it in Breach, and you can play it in like a Grixis control shell as well. Ooh, I'm in. Got a real Riddlesmith going on. So what's the best way to sequence this? Actually, it might be to. I don't really want to probe though. Ruby. I don't think I want a Ruby. Huh. Riddlesmith has been pretty good, actually. Yeah, this deck suffers a lot from having a lot of air, and Riddlesmith has really helped in that regard. I'm gonna just pitch this Ruby, and then I do think I am going to cast this Probe. And I'm almost even willing to snap Probe, depending on what we draw and what we see. Okay, so we're there on a PO or a Teferi plan. We're gonna have to counter Teferi. That's a good draw. Ooh, that's a good draw. Yeah, so we're just gonna let them do their thing, and then we're just gonna Tinker Citadel them. No Devil in this deck. Just a value Riddlesmith. So the thing that I was looking for CFT is that I wanted a creature so I could put counters on it. I wanted it to be a 2-mana creature so that I could bring it back with Luris. And I wanted it to be synergistic with the deck. And this is one of the ones that I came up with. And it has been pretty reasonable, to be perfectly honest. I do think that Riddlesmith is a little underpowered when you're not looping Daredevils, but not so much that I'm unhappy. All right, so they could have drawn Force or Flusterstorm, but I just don't think I care. Or Mental Misstep, I guess. All right, let's tinker off this Pearl. So as long as it's not Flusterstorm off the top from them, we're in good shape. Hard cat. Oh, this is a PO to try to draw 2. That's fine. I did draw a Force. I have Force. I have Tinker. Citadel. Cast Ponder, hold priority. Cast Tutor, hold priority. I think I'm just gonna put an Ancestral on. Oh, no, I should put a Yog. Well, the problem with putting a Yogwill on top, unfortunately. I think I may have messed this up. I wanted the value, but I didn't realize how good Yogwill was. So it's possible that I should have just let the Ponder resolve and put the Mystical second from the top and then gone for like Time Walker Yogwill. Now I think I'm kind of forced into Ancestral, which is still fine. It's going to give us a lot of cards to loot away with Riddlesmith, which is not a bad thing. So what we want to do is draw the dead card. And then cast top, loot away the land, cast petal, loot away the land. No, I think Yogg-Will is too insane in Tinker deck in Citadel decks to ever cut. It's just one of the single best cards in your deck. Like if I Yogg-Will here, I'm just always going to win the game, right? So I think it's kind of important. Cast Mana Crypt, loot. God, I just had 4 lands on top. Okay. I'll just draw through it then. I don't think I want to cast any land that's not Academy. Do I want to loot here? Maybe I should have cast Brainstorm in response. Kind of hard to say. All right, now what I want to do? I think I just want to get Yogg-Will. Oh, wait, no, come back. Wait, can I? Maybe I should just get rid of this top to draw this Academy. That should be fine. Yogg-Will. All right. So I'm just gonna say always yield, and I'm just gonna just know this for. I think it's fine to just know this and then win this way. I should probably actually do the thing where I. It's fine. I'll just get all these out first, and I'll tap Academy, and then I'll just get a mentor, and we'll win like that. Vamp, mentor, cast mentor. Tap this. I still forgot to tap my Academy. Cast demonic. Doesn't really matter how. Oh, I guess I do need to get rid of this mana crypt. Fine though. Time walk. Time walk. Mentor time walk just makes my life so much easier from here, so that's why I chose to do it. Clear away this mana crypt. Roll. This. Mystical. Luris has been not great in this deck. Hasn't really done anything, I think. Brainstorm. Mm. I'm just casting spells because it's fun now. I guess I'll get a Flusterstorm. Why not? I guess I do. I don't actually need to get a spell that I can cast on my next turn. I love a good lethal Pyroblast, right, chat? Pyroblast. Boom. All right, there it is. We're the real PO deck now. After a long wait, the ultimate round is here. Round 4. of the Mythic Society Weekly versus Taco Bell Boy Slasher. This hand's pretty good. I got a mentor early. We've got Force of Will. I'm definitely gonna keep it. Oh, no one is as lucky as Slasher. That's for sure. Oh, look at that mold to 5. My opponent mold to 5 for me. What a nice player. I think I'm supposed to force this. They could easily have Archon, Cavern. 4 cards left for Slasher. Lanes, nice. Would I have also forced a Mox there? It's a tougher question, isn't it? Don't know. I feel like I wouldn't have, but it's definitely reasonable. Turns out my opponent did not have Cavern, but ended up okay anyways. Yeah, it's a tough choice. It's not an easy choice by any means. So now all of our... Oh, they're going to go Archon? Okay. All of our land draws are good. All of our Moxen draws are fine. We might still just lose to the Archon, though. That draw is the worst. That's the worst draw in our entire deck. We might just still lose this game, unfortunately. Maybe... I probably would have won this game if I had not countered Crypt, though. Just kind of unfortunate. I guess not. I guess I would have gotten Strip Mined because they would have gone Thalia on 1, Archon on 2 with Strip Mine. Kind of unfortunate. We definitely needed to not draw this Force of Will. Did not Strip Mine us. They could play a Chalice on 1. Interesting. All right, that's good. At least I'm going to get to loot, and I'm going to get triggers here. I do think I'm just going to pitch this Showdown. Obviously, we can't use it very well, and the minute we get stripped, it's going to be pretty much impossible. So I think I'd rather just have a Force, and that way I can get another spell on their turn. Basically, just want to draw a fetch land for Demonic. All right, so this is definitely raceable. We just need to keep casting spells. Okay. Spell. I guess I should have done it in combat, but don't think they would have blocked the Mentor. I did forget Chalice was there. Let's not let's not sugarcoat it. I did forget about the Chalice. Oh man. Okay, holding everybody back now. It's a good sign. Oh, we drew the fetch land, which is not great yet, but it could be at some point. This card is so unreal. Just so incredible. I mean, if they're not going to attack, I don't really see how they're going to win. Snapcaster Mage. Okay. I have to fetch a non-basic, so I'm just going to pass them back. What are we getting with this Demonic Tutor chat? I don't even know. I don't know what's in my deck, to be honest, though, so it's a little hard to say. Opponent's deck doesn't really do anything, which is nice. All right, so let's fetch a Underground Sea. Let's play a Snapcaster Mage. Maybe I wanted to keep the Snapcaster Mage so I could loot it away. Probably not. Monic. Okay. Nice deck. All right, so I'm gonna board in Swords and Blightsteel, and I'm gonna bring out Pyroblast, Flusterstorm, Misstep. Oh, there's 2 Swords of Plowshares in their deck. Maybe we won't bring out Misstep. 3 total Swords of Plowshares. Hmm. Maybe we keep Misstep in for that reason, I guess. That's fine. Probably fine. Yeah, let's do this. I don't think you're going Tinker there. I'm not 100% sure what I was getting, but I don't think it was Tinker. I'm pretty sure it was a spell on their turn is what I was going to get. So I actually have none of those because the Ponder, the Preordained, the Misstep, maybe I could get a Brainstorm or something. I think I exiled Brainstorm. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe a Skydiver has flying. I don't know. It's probably not that good. Maybe it's just, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe Mystical. Yeah, maybe that would do it. This seems fine. Not a great hand, but I think I'm not allowed to mulligan it either. Uh-oh. Turn 1 Archon. So 2 turn 1 Archon hands, huh? Pretty good. Maybe that's why Slashers win winning some games here. I don't really think this deck is super strong if you're not casting turn 1 Archon. If you're casting turn 1 Cavern Thalia, though, it's pretty reasonable. 2. Wow. Yep, turn 1 Archon. Incredible. Do we do well versus turn 1 Archon? Not 100% sure that's the case. Like, what am I supposed to do about this? I definitely don't think I'm going to preordain to start there. I think I'm much more interested in getting down my mana producing things to start. This seems like a pretty unbeatable hand from my opponent, though, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Like, that's 2 high rolls in a row, isn't it? I have to find Swords of Plowshares, I think. I don't think that a Mentor, maybe a Mentor is fine. But it's going to be so long to cast Mentor because I played my island here, which was wrong. I should have used my Volcanic and my Ruby and played a Tundra instead. So I misplayed a little bit. I still think I'm supposed to bottom this, though. It's definitely not ideal. I actually think this is Fragmentized, just shouldn't be boarded in. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede this game. Maybe I'm not allowed to keep that hand. Doesn't have a Force of Will or something in it. Maybe that's not allowed to be kept. Well, we have two Swords to Plowshares in our deck. Those are the best things we could be doing, so drawing to them is important. But even then, it's okay. We're on the play now. Opponent's deck contains only 3 Mindbreak traps, so let's just tinker something and kill them. Nope. Okay. I'm gonna bottom this Preordain. Now a question becomes, how do we want to sequence? I think we just want to go Sapphire Ancestral. If they want to trap something here, it's fine. What do I have here? A Soul Ring. Do we want a Soul Ring, chat? We could alternatively put a Force of Will on top. No, that's not very good. Soul Ring is not bad. It's going to let us Showdown better. It's also going to give us more options towards Tinker. I think I'm going to keep it. So now I have to fetch for a red if I want a Showdown. So maybe I messed up. Maybe I still just go Tinker depending on what they do here. Depends on, I guess it depends on what their play is, right? Holy shit, Slasher. Do you ever draw a fucking bad hand? What the fuck? Come on, man. I guess we're just gonna have to get a Swords to Plowshares. This does mean I am not fetching for... Oh, I should have fetched in response. I'm so fucking... That's fine. It's fine. I wasn't gonna be able to play it anyways. So maybe I am just supposed to get a Volcanic then, and no, I still have to get an Underground Sea. I'm actually, if they have a Wasteland, I'm gonna lose now. No, I can Time Walk. I played this very poorly. I didn't even think about fetching and getting a Vamp. So if I go for Volcanic Island, and then I go Underground Sea, and then I go Time Walk. Maybe if I have to go Underground Sea. I don't want to fetch an Underground Sea here though, but maybe I have to. I guess I have to. So I'm just gonna go to their turn. Fine. I'm actually not going to use the Soul Ring to play around Trap. Fine. Hard cast Citadel next turn unless they draw a Wasteland. I got trapped again. Sure, that's fine. Don't care. Oh, I actually fizzled there. I could have forced it. But I would have to pitch my force to do so. I don't really think that would be worth it. So don't care about that. Ooh, lost a flip. Cast. Cast. Yogwill. Cast. Wobble. Mentor. Mentor. Astral. Keep targets. Always yield. Always yield. Always yield. Draw. And walk. I'm not sure if it's better to fragmentize this than to like actually clear auto targets. I'm gonna gain a bunch of life, I think. Sasha has had enough. Well, I mean, they kept a turn 1 Archon with like 3 mind break traps. Like, what did you want them to do? That's what they signed up for. We had a tutor for a removal spell. It's literally what I've been telling people. As long as you just like actively remove the Archon from the game, you'll be okay. Yeah, I don't think Slasher miskept. I don't think Slasher miskept at all. I think that was a perfectly reasonable keep. I just had the answer. It's just how it rolls. All right. Showdown. 3-1 with Showdown. Not bad. Not bad. Pretty strong, actually. We did win. So what do we think about this deck? Well, the first thing I think about is I should definitely change this. This is the first thing we should change. We definitely wanted buy forces. So much so that no, this fragmentize is still probably fine. That would make our deck a lot better. We probably wouldn't have lost round 1 so badly if we had buy forces. Yeah, I didn't have a Force of Will in my opener. I'm not really sure that Luris is the right direction to go here. Though bobbles were pretty reasonable. Yeah, if this deck was constructed correctly, it's possible we would have had a 4-0. Though then we wouldn't have gotten to play Slasher and get the free wins, so who knows. But what looked good? Riddlesmith looked fairly strong. Bobble was pretty okay. For the most part, everything seemed to work fine. But mostly we just tinkered Citadel and then Mentor time walked. So it's not like we were doing something crazy. Well, you keep asking why we aren't playing cards, and the reason is because you can only play 60 cards in a deck, right? So, um, like I wanted to get enough creatures that we could win with Skalds without having to tinker. That didn't really happen, except for what we played one game where we didn't have to tinker with Skalds. Oh, I think we still tinkered anyways. Um, so I don't know. This doesn't seem like the right way to build Showdown. I'm not really super attached with this way that we've done here. It just seems like it's a bad tinker deck, right? So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the way is. Like the thing is that this card is clearly powerful, right? This card is definitely strong. It does a powerful thing. I think this is a card worthy of being played. I just don't know how to play the other 56 cards to make it really shine. Because I definitely like this big mana shell, and it allows you to actually, cast your cards off of Showdown. But the creature shell didn't look great, and I think we would have been better off with like 4 Riddlesmiths instead. So it's a little weird. And then of course everything is just worse than Tinker Citadel, but that's fine. Like that's just how any big blue deck is going to be. Like your remaining plan B after tinkering is always worse. So it's not a huge deal. I do think this deck would have been a lot harder to play if we didn't have a mentor. Being able to just go Citadel into Mentor Walk made it a lot easier to play. I feel like we had to do like a serious amount of thinking, and maybe would have thrown some games if we didn't have such an easy way of winning the game. So it's a little hard in that sense. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts anyways.